Hey y'all, welcome back for day 9 of Carnivore. We went to a local cafeteria called Cleburne's Cafeteria. It is amazing. If you're ever in Houston, definitely look it up. It has carnivore, keto-friendly options, and then just good old Texas comfort food. When I got home, I decided to continue that theme on comfort food, and we did a crock pot chicken noodle soup. So this is your cast of characters. As always, I'm going to go in with some avocado oil, and I'm going to spray that down. It just, makes cleanup a breeze in your crock pot. As always, I have on my Venom gloves because I don't like touching raw chicken. So we're going to open this package up, and then I'm going to take about 4 of these chicken breasts and just lay it directly on the bottom of the crock pot. I definitely don't like to overlap or stack chicken in a crock pot. Of course, that's a personal preference, I'm sure, but I just feel like you get a much more even cook in the crock pot if you just have a single layer going across, and this one is large enough to accommodate that. So then I'm going to go in with some Redmond's salt. I always like to season whatever protein I'm putting in there regardless. I'm going in with quite a healthy bit of Italian seasoning. My mom loved this. I probably went a little too hard for my taste. And then I just dropped whole garlic cloves in there. And y'all, these garlic cloves didn't actually cook down super soft. So I took them out after it was all done. And I'll show you in a little bit. I actually ended up browning them in the oven. And then I went in with some dried minced onion to give it that really good oniony flavor. And of course, it's not chicken noodle soup if you don't have some really good chicken stock in here. So of course, I'm going in with my Costco chicken stock. I think I ended up putting this whole container in there because I just wanted a lot of broth to be able to leverage later in the soup. This makes it super simple, super easy. You throw it all in the pot, and essentially we're just going to get it started cooking. While this camera angle is not the best, I had to leave this in because y'all, I set this, on low for like 8 hours for it to cook. And as I go to put the lid on, it slipped. And y'all, I saved this from going over my counter. But what I realized was the reason it slipped is because the knob had literally broken off the top. So this is the ghetto-ness that we're dealing with right now. It is what it is. So let this go for a while. I ended up having to try to find a way to lift the lid off. And what you're going to do at this point is you're going to shred that chicken up. And I actually ended up taking out the garlic. We're going to roast the garlic separately and then have really great roasted garlic for the rest of the week and whatever recipes you want to put it in. But I just went through and I used 2 forks and I shredded up the chicken breast. I have seen where people take it out, they put it in a bowl and they actually use a hand mixer, and that's supposed to be actually really easy to do as well. But I did not even deal with that today. I just was like, you know what, we're just going to go in, we're going to go in with the forks and we're going to shred it all up. Once it was shredded up, I left it all back in there just to kind of meld together a little bit more. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some butter to this. I just felt like it made it a little bit creamier. I did not add any cream base to this, any heavy whipping cream or anything. I guess you could if you wanted to. That might change the flavor profile a little bit, but I decided to opt out of it on this one. And like I said, I went ahead and fished out those garlic cloves because they didn't cook fully or get softened. And I put them in their own little ramekin with some olive oil and put them in the oven just at 400 to have them cook. And then I took a chicken bouillon cube from Knorr and just broke it up and incorporated that into the soup. You can skip this step. It's totally optional. The kids like it for more of that traditional chicken noodle soup flavor. But if you're strict carnivore, just leave it alone. And as I said, we're going to take this garlic and we're just going to put it in a little ramekin. I'm going to top it with some olive oil and I'm going to put it on a pan and put it in the oven. And it was really super simple. And then I was able to use these. My mom actually used it on some rye toast, but you can use it in all kinds of recipes just to add that really good roasted garlic flavor to stuff. And it kept in the fridge for about up to 5 days or so. For the soup, I went ahead and I had gotten these at Trader Joe's. They were chicken meatballs. I went ahead and incorporated them just to add up a little bit of a different texture profile. They were really good. I'm not a huge chicken noodle soup fan, I have to be honest. And so this actually gave some really good flavor and different textures to play with in that. And then I just kind of let it sit out for a little bit while I got my noodles ready. And so I drained out my noodles, got them ready to go, tossed them in, at the very end because I didn't want them sitting in there for a really long time since they are made out of egg whites, and mixed it in. And that literally is it, y'all. I mean, it is a one pot, easy soup that the hubby loved. And here is that roasted garlic that was just a bonus as well. Okay, back to the soup. Let's go ahead and plate some of this up. So I dished up for hubby. Hubby just wanted it as it was. And to be honest, his was probably the best way. I tried to get all inventive and creative because I don't really care for chicken noodle soup and get fancy with it. And I think I should have stayed a purist like he did. He tasted the version I made and was like, that's disgusting. But what I decided to do is I was going to top it off with some sour cream, and I actually put some Parmesan on it as well. And it was pretty good. I mean, again, I'm not a big fan of chicken noodle soup, but the family wanted it. Hubby will tell you as a PSA, do not try it the way I did it. He thought it was disgusting. Okay, y'all, moment of truth. Let's go ahead and taste this. The broth is really good. Let's get some of the noodles in here with a little bit of that Parmesan. That's really good. I think if you wanted to use like a Lipton onion soup mix or things like that, you'd probably even get more depth, and it would probably tighten up the broth a little bit. However, it wouldn't be clean. Everything that we put in here was very clean. Just some Italian seasoning and some chicken bouillon. You could just put some Redmond salt on here as well. But it is delicious, y'all. It's really good. It's nice. It gives that really good like Campbell's chicken soup feel without all the carbs.